This video is about famous Hollywood celebrities and people who passed away from 11th to 20th of April 2016 in the United States. Before we proceed, please subscribe to our channel to support us. Anne Jackson. She was born in September 1925 and she died in April 2016. Her age was 90 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was undisclosed. Anne Jackson was a highly respected and versatile American actress of stage and screen, often appearing alongside her husband of 66 years, Eli Wallach, a veteran of the Actors Studio. She was a three-time Tony Award nominee, celebrated for her performances in plays by major playwrights like Tennessee Williams and Paddy Chayefsky. She also had memorable film roles including The Doctor in Stanley Kubrick's The Shining. Doris Roberts. She was born in November 1925 and she died in April 2016. Her age was 90 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death were complications from a stroke. Doris Roberts was a beloved and acclaimed American actress of stage, screen, and television. She was best known for her iconic role as the meddling yet loving matriarch Marie Barone on the hit sitcom Everybody Loves Raymond, a performance that earned her 4 Emmy Awards. A veteran character actress with a career spanning 6 decades, she was celebrated for her impeccable comedic timing and her ability to create memorable characters. China. She was born in December 1969 and she died in April 2016. Her age was 46 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was accidental overdose. Born Johnny Laurer, China was a trailblazing and revolutionary figure in professional wrestling. Billed as the 9th wonder of the world, she shattered gender barriers in the WWF during the Attitude Era, becoming the first woman to win the Intercontinental Championship and compete in the Royal Rumble. A founding member of the iconic faction D-Generation X, her combination of strength and glamour made her one of the most popular stars of her time. Velda Gonzalez. She was born in April 1933 and she died in April 2016. Her age was 83 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was undisclosed. Velda Gonzalez was a prominent Puerto Rican actress, dancer, and politician. Before entering public service, she was a well-known television comedian. She later embarked on a long and influential political career, serving for nearly 3 decades in the Senate of Puerto Rico, where she was a passionate advocate for women's rights and the arts. Doug Banks. He was born in June 1958 and he died in April 2016. His age was 57 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death were complications of diabetes and kidney failure. Doug Banks was a popular and influential nationally syndicated American radio personality. For decades, his urban adult contemporary program, The Doug Banks Radio Show, was a morning fixture for millions of listeners across the country. Known for his smooth voice and engaging personality, he was a beloved and respected figure in the radio industry, inducted into the Illinois Broadcasters Association Hall of Fame. David Guest. He was born in May 1953 and he died in April 2016. His age was 62 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was stroke. David Guest was an American music producer and television personality. Known for his high-profile friendships and flamboyant lifestyle, he was a successful concert promoter, most notably producing the highest-rated music special in history, Michael Jackson's 30th anniversary celebration. He later became a popular reality television star in the United Kingdom, known for his self-depreciating humor and entertaining anecdotes. Dan Ireland. He was born in May 1949 and he died in April 2016. His age was 66 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was heart attack. Dan Ireland was an American film director and producer who was a passionate champion of independent cinema. He co-founded the Seattle International Film Festival, building it into one of the most important film festivals in North America. He later directed several acclaimed independent films, including The Whole Wide World, which helped to launch the careers of Renee Zellweger and Vincent D'Onofrio. Anne Gould-Hoberg. She was born in November 1917 and she died in April 2016. Her age was 68 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was undisclosed. Anne Gould-Hoberg was a visionary and influential arts patron who was a central figure in the Pacific Northwest's cultural scene. Along with the artist Dale Chihuly, she co-founded the world-renowned Pilchuck Glass School, which became an international hub for the studio glass art movement. Her lifelong dedication and philanthropy were instrumental in establishing Seattle as a major center for the arts. Ed Snider. He was born in January 1933 and he died in April 2016. His age was 83 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was bladder cancer. Ed Snider was a visionary American sports executive who was a towering figure in the city of Philadelphia. He was the founder and longtime owner of the Philadelphia Flyers of the National Hockey League, leading the team to 2 Stanley Cup championships as the Broad Street Bullies in the 1970s. As the chairman of Comcast Spectator, he was a major force in sports and entertainment, shaping the landscape of Philadelphia sports for over 50 years. Fred Heyman. He was born in May 1925 and he died in April 2016. His age was 90 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Fred Heyman was a legendary retailer and marketing genius, known as the godfather of Rodeo Drive. He was the founder of the Giorgio Beverly Hills Boutique, which he transformed into an exclusive and glamorous destination that helped to establish Rodeo Drive as one of the world's premier luxury shopping streets. He also launched the blockbuster fragrance Giorgio, a scent that defined the opulent 1980s. Scott Niemeffrow. He was born in July 1961 and he died in April 2016. His age was 54 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was angiosarcoma. Scott Niemeffrow was a respected American television writer and producer. He was known for his work on a variety of acclaimed genre television series, including The X-Files, Pushing Daisies, and Once Upon a Time. He was a creative and valued member of numerous writing staffs, contributing to some of the most imaginative shows of his era. Brian Asawa. He was born in October 1966 and he died in April 2016. His age was 49 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was heart and liver failure. Brian Asawa was a pioneering and internationally acclaimed American countertenor. In 1991, he became the first countertenor ever to win the prestigious Metropolitan Opera National Council auditions, a victory that helped to launch the modern era of countertenors in opera. He was celebrated for his beautiful and powerful voice, performing leading roles in major opera houses around the world. Rod Daniel. He was born in August 1942 and he died in April 2016. His age was 73 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death were complications from Parkinson's disease. Rod Daniel was an American film and television director. He was best known for directing the 1985 hit comedy film Teen Wolf, starring Michael J. Fox, which became a cult classic for the decade. He also directed the comedy K-9 and had a long career directing numerous episodes of popular television series, including WKRP in Cincinnati. Pete Zorn. He was born in May 1950 and he died in April 2016. His age was 65 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was cancer. Pete Zorn was a highly versatile and talented English multi-instrumentalist. He was best known for his long association with the Richard Thompson Band and for his work as a member of the iconic British folk rock band Steel Eyes Pan. A masterful musician, he played saxophone, guitar, bass, flute, and various other instruments, making him a sought-after collaborator in the folk and rock scenes. Maurice Kenny. He was born in August 1929 and he died in April 2016. His age was 86 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Maurice Kenny was a celebrated and influential poet of Mohawk heritage. His work, which often explored themes of nature, identity, and his Native American roots, was a significant contribution to contemporary literature. A 2-time Pulitzer Prize nominee, His poetry was known for its lyrical quality and its deep connection to the history and landscape of the Iroquois people. Bryce Jordan, he was born in September 1924 and he died in April 2016. His age was 91 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Dr. Bryce Jordan was a distinguished American academic administrator and a former president of Pennsylvania State University. During his tenure as president from 1983 to 1990, he led a major fundraising campaign that significantly increased the university's endowment and research capabilities. He was a respected leader in higher education, who also served as the first president of the University of Texas at Dallas. Hector A. Cafferata Jr. He was born in November 1929 and he died in April 2016. His age was 86 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Hector A. Cafferata Jr. was a United States Marine who received the Medal of Honor for his heroic actions during the Korean War. In 1950, during the brutal Battle of Chosin Reservoir, he single-handedly held off a much larger enemy force for hours, despite being severely wounded, an act of incredible bravery that saved his unit from being overrun. He was a humble hero and a symbol of the Marine Corps' fighting spirit. Walter Cohn, he was born in March 1923 and he died in April 2016. His age was 93 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was jaw cancer. Dr. Walter Cohn was an Austrian-American theoretical physicist who was awarded the 1998 Nobel Prize in Chemistry. He was honored for his development of density functional theory, a revolutionary quantum mechanical modeling method that allowed scientists to calculate the electronic structure of complex molecules. His work fundamentally changed computational chemistry and material science, becoming one of the most widely used methods in the field. Clifton C. Garvin, he was born in December 1921 and he died in April 2016. His age was 94 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Clifton C. Garvin Jr. was a prominent American business executive who served as a chairman and CEO of the Exxon Corporation from 1975 to 1986. He led the oil giant through a turbulent period of energy crisis and global market shifts. He was a respected leader in the corporate world, known for his steady hand and his long-range strategic vision. Ray Thornton, he was born in July 1928 and he died in April 2016. His age was 87 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Ray Thornton was a distinguished American politician and jurist from Arkansas. He served multiple terms in the United States House of Representatives, where he was a member of the Judiciary Committee during the Watergate hearings. He also served as a president of 2 universities and concluded his long career in public service as an associate justice of the Arkansas Supreme Court. Bill Campbell, he was born in August 1940 and he died in April 2016. His age was 75 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was cancer. Bill Campbell was a legendary and highly influential business executive and coach in Silicon Valley. A former college football coach, he became a top executive at Apple and was the CEO of Intuit. He was best known for his role as a behind-the-scenes mentor and coach to a generation of iconic tech leaders, including Steve Jobs, Jeff Bezos, and Larry Page, earning him the title the Coach of Silicon Valley. Carl M. Vogel, he was born in March 1955 and he died in April 2016. His age was 61 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was pancreatic cancer. Carl M. Vogel was a Republican member of the Missouri Senate, United States, who represented the 6th District from 2003 through 2011. Previously, he was a member of the Missouri House of Representatives from 1991 through 2000. He was a dedicated public servant who represented his central Missouri district with a focus on agriculture and rural issues. He was a respected member of the state legislature for many years. Solomon Blatt Jr. He was born in August 1921 and he died in April 2016. His age was 94 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Solomon Blatt Jr. was a senior United States District Judge who served on the federal bench in South Carolina for 45 years. Appointed by President Richard Nixon in 1971, he was a highly respected jurist known for his fairness and his role in major desegregation cases. He was the son of Solomon Blatt Sr., a legendary Speaker of the South Carolina House of Representatives. Frederick Mayer, he was born in October 1921 and he died in April 2016. His age was 94 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Frederick Mayer was a German-born Jewish American who became a legendary spy for the Office of Strategic Services during the Second World War. He was the leader of Operation Green Up, a daring mission where he and two others parachuted into Nazi-occupied Austria to gather intelligence. His heroic and highly effective espionage work was credited with saving countless lives and hastening the end of the war in that region. William N. Gray, he was born in October 1929 and he died in April 2016. His age was 86 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Dr. William M. Bill Gray was a world-renowned meteorologist and a professor at Colorado State University. He was a pioneer in the science of hurricane forecasting, famously developing the first seasonal hurricane forecasts, which became an annual media event. He was a dedicated and often outspoken scientist who was considered one of the leading experts on tropical cyclones. Paul Biziak, he was born in April 1923 and he died in April 2016. His age was 93 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Paul Biziak was an American doctor and politician who served in the Missouri House of Representatives. He was elected to the Missouri House of Representatives in 1976 and served one term, retiring in 1978. He was a dedicated public servant who represented his district with a focus on local and state issues. He was a respected member of his community and the state legislature. Francesco Guarasci, he was born in August 1955 and he died in April 2016. His age was 60 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was cancer. Francesco Frank Guarasci was a Sicilian-born American mobster, a high-ranking member of the DeCavalcante crime family of New Jersey, the real-life inspiration for the television show The Sopranos. He served as the family's acting boss, overseeing its operations. He was a significant figure in the world of organized crime in the New Jersey and New York areas. Ben Zion Gould, he was born in 1923 and he died in April 2016. His age was 92 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Rabbi Ben Zion Gould was a Polish-born Holocaust survivor who became an influential and beloved religious leader. He served for over 3 decades as the director of Harvard Hillel, where he was a spiritual guide and a compassionate mentor to generations of Jewish students. He was a respected teacher who dedicated his life to education and interfaith dialogue. Laura Liu, she was born in July 1966 and she died in April 2016. Her age was 49 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was cancer. Laura Liu was a trailblazing jurist who became the first Chinese American to serve as a justice on the Illinois Appellate Court. A dedicated and highly respected judge, her historic appointment was a significant milestone for Asian American representation in the state's judiciary. Her promising career was tragically cut short by cancer. Paul Carey, he was born in March 1928 and he died in April 2016. His age was 88 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. Paul Carey was a beloved and long-time American sportscaster in Detroit. For nearly 2 decades, he served as a radio play-by-play announcer for the Detroit Tigers, working alongside the legendary Ernie Harwell. Smooth, professional delivery and his deep knowledge of the game made him a trusted and iconic voice for the generations of Tiger fans. Bowles Mahoney, he was born in April 1972 and he died in April 2016. His age was 44 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was heart attack. Born Jonathan Ratchner, Bowles Mahoney was an American professional wrestler who was a hardcore icon and an original star of Extreme Championship Wrestling. He was famous for his chair-swinging, brawling style and his nu metal entrance music. He was a three-time ECW Tag Team Champion and a beloved cult figure for fans of hardcore wrestling. Hokie Gajan, he was born in September 1959 and he died in April 2016. His age was 56 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was cancer. Howard Hokie Gajan was a former professional football player and a beloved sportscaster for the New Orleans Saints. As a powerful fullback, he was a fan favorite for the Saints in the 1980s. After his playing career, he became a popular and insightful color commentator on the Saints radio broadcasts, known for his candor and his deep love for the team. Spec Richardson, he was born in October 1922 and he died in April 2016. His age was 93 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. J.H. Spec Richardson was an American baseball executive who served as a general manager of the Houston Astros. He was a key figure in the team's front office during its early years and was responsible for signing many of the players who would become franchise cornerstones. He was a respected old-school baseball man who dedicated his life to the sport. Nera White, she was born in November 1935 and she died in April 2016. Her age was 80 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death were complications from pneumonia. Nera D. White was a pioneering American basketball player who is widely regarded as one of the greatest female players in the history of the sport. A dominant force in the Amateur Athletic Union for 15 years, she led the Nashville Business College team to 10 national championships. She was the first woman to be inducted into the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame as a player. Ron Bonham, he was born in May 1942 and he died in April 2016. His age was 73 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was liver cancer. Ronald Ron Bonham was a former professional basketball player who was a college superstar at the University of Cincinnati. He was a two-time consensus All-American who led the Cincinnati Bearcats to the 1962 NCAA National Championship. He later played professionally for the Boston Celtics, where he was a member of 2 NBA championship teams. Milt Pappas, he was born in May 1939 and he died in April 2016. His age was 76 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Milton Milt Pappas was a former Major League Baseball pitcher who had a successful 17-year career. A two-time All-Star, he won 209 games for several teams, most notably the Baltimore Orioles and the Chicago Cubs. He is famously remembered for pitching a no-hitter for the Cubs in 1972 that was just one controversial strike away from being a perfect game. John McConaughey, he was born in April 1930 and he died in April 2016. His age was 86 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. John McConaughey was former professional basketball player who was a college star at Northwestern State University in Louisiana. He held the distinction of being the first player ever drafted by the Syracuse Nationals, now Philadelphia 76ers, in the 1951 NBA draft. He later became a highly successful high school basketball coach and a respected educator. Dwayne Washington, he was born in January 1964 and he died in April 2016. His age was 52 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death were complications from a brain tumor. Dwayne Pearl Washington was a legendary and electrifying college basketball point guard for Syracuse University in the 1980s. He was a playground legend from Brooklyn whose flashy style of playing and incredible ball handling skills made him a cultural icon and helped to put the Big East Conference on the map. He later played briefly in the NBA for the New Jersey Nets. Harry Perkowski, he was born in September 1922 and he died in April 2016. His age was 93 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Harry Perkowski was a former Major League Baseball pitcher who played for the Cincinnati Reds and Chicago Cubs in the 1950s. A left-handed pitcher, he was a solid and dependable member of the Reds pitching staff for several seasons. He was a respected veteran of the sport and a proud member of his community. Thanks for watching the video. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Have a nice day.